To my neighbors here in Pasadena and the San Gabriel Valley, here's a quick real estate market update for the month of March. This month, new listings have actually declined, which is counter-cyclical. That means it's not what usually happens. And my guess is that maybe sellers might be a little hesitant with the administration's aggressive nature toward war, which just began with Iran this weekend. However, some good news is that, as I predicted in my previous videos, which you would have known ahead of time if you were following along, feel free to do so now, it's never too late. Days on market have reversed trend and begun to decline, which is what we would expect, meaning the beginning of the year is showing strength, which is typically what we want to see. It's a sign of a cyclically healthy market. So there's less new listings, there's less pending sales because there's less new listings. However, the days on market are decreasing, which is showing increased signs of demand. And the confirmation of that shows up in the price per square foot. The price per square foot has made a 180-degree reversal and gone up and to the right, which is our favorite direction as homeowners, and maybe causes a little bit of anxiety among buyers. So if you're searching for a home, don't lose heart, because the beginning of the year usually brings more demand and more supply at the same time, which you would know if you're following along, so please feel free to follow along. But because there's more demand and more supply, that means there's more competition out there among other buyers. However, you have more choices as well. So maybe a buyer is distracted with property A and you can go after property B. Or maybe you didn't like any of the properties that were on the market towards the end of last year, which is when I was telling everyone to buy because the market was softer, because that's the cyclical trend, which you would also know if you were following along. So please feel free to follow along. But the point is, the end of the year typically has softer demand and less supply. So it means you can snag a good deal if you like what's out there, but you'll have less choices to choose from. So now that we're in the beginning of the year, we have more demand, more options to choose from. And that is a good thing for now, because I want to see a healthy cyclical market. Now, over the weekend, the United States and Israel attacked Iran, which was following through on their promises over the last couple weeks. And that has caused mortgage rates to spike a little bit over the weekend. Why would mortgage rates spike over the weekend due to a war in another country? It's because the war is addressing a country that is an oil producer and also controls the Strait of Hormuz, which is a choke point for delivering oil in and out of the Middle East region. So because the war is focused on an oil producing country, the price of oil has spiked over the weekend, which increases inflation because the cost of energy trickles down into everyday inflation of everything that you and I consume. Because the cost of oil is going up, investors are projecting higher inflation in the future, which makes them sell bonds. They get rid of bonds because they're anticipating higher inflation, and they don't want to be holding a low interest rate if inflation is higher, because that means they make less at the end of the day in real returns. But because of that, bond yields, the US Treasury, the 10-year US Treasury yield is up close to 4% again. And because it's up, mortgage rates are priced off of the 10-year United States Treasury yield. Therefore, mortgage rates are also up. This is a developing story, so please follow along as we monitor the war in Iran, and we monitor mortgage rates, and we monitor supply and demand in the real estate market here in Pasadena and throughout the San Gabriel Valley and greater Los Angeles as well. My name is Marcus Ibrahim. I lead a team of realtors called Team Ibrahim. We work here. We have the pleasure of serving 200 or more clients with 5-star reviews, and we'd love to help you with your search or your desire to sell your home. We will be happy to give you a completely free analysis and free advice just if you give us a ring. So please reach out. My information is below, and I can't wait to hear from you. God bless you. Take care.